still lands. But yeah, that's cool. That's cool to see her come out and like, kind of give a positive testimony on that sort of thing.
All right, Dan, now I need you to use the money.
Of course.
That's the wrong one, Dan. Why do you act up like this? Why does he do this? He just quick money hits, things happening with money that actually affect you or at least make you think about you.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, think about that.
Think about me?
Think about time. Think about the passage of time, Sean, because Intel stock is up 88% this year. 88%.
Dang.
That has taken the company's market cap close to $350 billion. A level it hasn't touched since 2000, when it was the undisputed leader of semiconductor manufacturing. The turnaround is real but incomplete. The chip wars are happening at a scale most people don't fully register.
Yeah, that's insane. That 88% is like guru investing, man. If you called that, good for you. That's insanity. But I mean, hey, every laptop basically has one of those chips in there, right? Like, so it's not hard to believe.
It's just so many different chips, chip manufacturing, AI. Yeah. Let's talk about some more numbers. Michael Jackson, the biopic. Which one do you say?
Biopic.
It's expected to gross more than $60 million opening weekend in the U.S. and Canada, more than $500 million globally, despite largely negative early reviews, which tells you everything about IP, nostalgia, and the gap between critical reception and audience behavior. Please see Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, I think that's one that's going to do really well, obviously, as you just indicated.
Well, and it's one of the ones, you and I both know this, right? It's like his relative is playing him, so like that's going to be huge to draw. Like people are going to want to see how much it looks like him, right?
Yeah, for sure. And it's a fascinating story, right? With maybe even some unanswered questions still, especially at the end. So I'm wondering if they get into any of that, which I mean, probably not, because
it's done by the family. So I think the negative reviews probably have a lot to do with how it doesn't get into that.
Yeah, because I mean, man, the end of that man's life was there was conspiracy on conspiracy with a bunch of that stuff.
Do you remember any specifically?
Well, I mean, shoot, wasn't part of it that he was maybe harboring kids from Epstein Island? Like, and that's what Neverland was like. And I think people were like, "Oh, Michael's weird. He's got these kids over there all the time." And it's like, well, maybe he was the good guy here. I don't know.
I didn't know that. I never heard that.
And then there was like a reports that like he knew about the Epstein stuff, and then potentially his caretaker at the end of his life, his doctor that was responsible for his meds, was instructed to make some mistakes, maybe mix some things up, maybe skip a dose. And I mean, that's how Michael died.
I'd have to see some evidence. That
same,
which
is why I'm like, I wonder if that would get into that. And it's like, probably not. But I mean, there's some crazy stuff at the end of Michael Jackson's life, man. That's still worth looking into.
If you want to get a good movie review into Biopic by saying, "Oh yeah, this person killed him," like,
right? Yeah, and then
that would definitely make news.
Yeah, a sequel to a documentary.
At the end, 50 Cent just goes, "I know who shot Tupac."
See you next year.
Puff did it.
But yeah, no, so yeah, that'll be interesting. That's one I'm looking forward to.
Average cocktail in America, $13.61. In New York City, it can top $30. Nearly a third of people surveyed who drank in the last 3 months said they now pre-drink at home before going out to avoid venue prices. Yep. The economic squeeze is showing up in how people socialize.
1,000%.
You're going to start getting invited to a lot more pre-games again.
And pre-games is something that I feel like our generation really mastered, right? Like, I don't know, maybe I'm being a bit too braggadocious there, but like, I just remember we always did that, right? You know, start the night at the apartment, get where you want to be, then go out for the fun and not break the bank. You know, we'd have nights out until closing time for $30.
Yeah.
And nowadays, there's this really great cocktail bar down the street, man, that I love going to. But a drink there after a tip is going to be close to $20.
Mm.
And it's just like, I don't know, man. Like, so yeah, no, I do this now with my friends. Like we start at home and then I'll go out and order a Miller High Life. Shout out Miller High Life. Like spend
Yeah.
$3-4 on a beer and it's just something to sip on while I'm out.
I mean, what drives me nuts too is how much it is to get a mocktail.
Yeah. Yeah, just to look the part. I used to go out with somebody that would literally just do water and a lime. Like because that doesn't cost really anything. Like
Water and a lime.
I mean, that's what you're doing with a mocktail. Some people enjoy the taste, sure, but I imagine about half of it is like the social perception. Like you want to kind of look like you're there drinking with everybody. So yeah, that can get pricey. It's kind of crazy.
I'm sure they made more money on cocktails last year, but now we turn our attention to the Sphere in Las Vegas, which made, talk about money, right? $379 million on 1.7 million tickets last year, making it the highest grossing arena in the world. It opened nearly $1 billion over budget and years late. The formula it found: bands with decades of greatest hits who can draw a massive existing fan base. The tech is not the draw, the catalog is the draw. So like,
yeah,
you see like John Mayer with like the Grateful Dead guys there,
yes.
and then like you get there and then the Sphere is like doing the rest, but you're getting them there because of, I get to see this band at the Sphere, it seems like.
Yeah, that's fair. I wonder if it would be different without the tech though, like because that's why I want to go. Like badly. I would love to go to a really cool EDM show there. I think that would be just probably the perfect thing for it. I don't know how that would work with moving around, like mobility, because the shots I've seen there on social, it's a very tiered seating arrangement. So like not a ton of room to like get up and move necessarily. But
you got to be careful. You got to be careful in Vegas because like we were going to go see like Zed or Zed's Dead or something like that.
Yeah.
You pay like $80 to get into the room where you can hear the room.
Sure, but if it's at a place like the Sphere,
the venue, that's what I'm saying. And that's what I think is part of the draw. I think if you're in Vegas, you know what the Sphere is. It's not a random club in a club in a club in a club.
Yeah,
you know?
And it's almost like the performer, and this is kind of goes against everything I love about live music, which is weird to say, but like the performer really isn't the focus in that venue.
Right.
It is the venue and the show, and it's like I'm not really worried if I can see the actual performer.
Well, it's kind of like Red Rocks in a way.
I guess, yeah.
In a very different way.
To a Red Rock show, no one's going to be like, "Oh, where were you sitting?" They'd be like, "That's awesome! You got to go to a Red Rock show." Like,
I've been to Red Rocks while a show was happening, but I didn't go to the show.
Yeah,
you can hike around Red Rocks for free, and it's like we were on a hike, and I didn't know there was a show that day, and all of a sudden we come up the stairs, and there's just more people barely clothed than you would have thought I was at a beach all of a sudden. I was like, oh, it must be an EDM show. And you could hear it echoing through the trees and stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure. We got to get out to the Sphere though. We'll go live when we get there.
Oh, we got to go to the Las Vegas Grand Prix. We're looking at it. If the boys get out there to Las Vegas, maybe a Sphere show is what we actually can do during the races or something, because we're not going to pay for the race. But we could go to FP1, FP2. We could see some action, man.
I got friends going to FP1 and 2 in Miami. Like it's doable. Yeah. Speaking of,
Cadillac released Miami merch that's pretty sick. Like just the Miami, because it's like the home race.
Right.
So I mean, just food for thought. I know you're not exactly a Cadillac guy, you're a McLaren guy, but as you're getting some merch, I was like, man, it might be kind of cool just to have a Miami Cadillac shirt for like no reason. Like from the first year they were there. Like that's a good reason to have it.
Yeah, no, it really is. That's definitely cool.